Hey everyone, welcome. So, you know how it is when we're about to close the book on one year and open a new one? We're always thinking about these big goals. But what if one of the best tools for making 2026 awesome is, well, it's right on your plate? So that's what we're going to dig into today. How to eat for energy, not just for the final countdown, but for the entire calendar year ahead.
All right, so let's get right into it. I want you to picture this. It's New Year's Eve, the energy is electric, and that snack table is just calling your name. But with all those options, the big question is, what do you actually reach for to keep you going strong till midnight without that sluggish feeling?
Well, to figure that out, we're going to do a little something we're calling the NYE Energy Food Showdown. We've picked 5 absolute party time favorites, and we're going to see which one really gives you the most bang for your buck, when it comes to that party fuel.
And here they are, our contenders. We've got cheese, shrimp, whole grain crackers, avocado, and berries. So we've got an energy score here, which kind of combines all the important stuff: calories, protein, carbs, iron, and you can see, maybe a little surprisingly, that cheese is actually at the top of the list. So what's its secret? Well, it all comes down to the kind of energy it's giving you.
Yeah, this chart really breaks it down for us. You see, carbs, like what you get from crackers, that's your quick burst, your dance floor energy. Protein, on the other hand, gives you that stable, long-lasting power. Now, shrimp is a total protein powerhouse. You can see that. But check out cheese. It's got this awesome balance of both protein and fat, and that's what gives it real staying power.
But wait, it's not just about what you're eating, it's about when that energy actually kicks in. So this timeline here shows you that things like berries and crackers, they're going to give you a really fast boost, which is perfect for right before that midnight toast. But cheese, shrimp, and avocado, those guys release their energy way more slowly, keeping you nice and steady all night long. So you want to know the pro move? You pair them up. Something like berries with cheese, you get the best of both worlds, right?
Okay, so you've done it. You've powered through the party, you're feeling good, the new year is here. But now what? Because look, handling one night is one thing, but fueling an entire year of big goals and resolutions, that's a whole different ballgame.
And this right here is the absolute key. I want you to start thinking of your diet like your body's operating system. Every single day, the food you choose is either helping that system run smoothly, powering your focus, your stamina, your resilience, or it's causing glitches and slowdowns.
So, let's kick things off with probably the biggest resolution out there: just having more energy. If you really want to feel more consistent and you're tired of those slumps, then these power foods for 2026, this is your foundation.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Things like whole grains, oats, brown rice, and legumes like lentils and black beans. The reason these are so great is that they're packed with complex carbs and fiber. And what that means is they release their energy nice and slow. And the result? You get to say goodbye to those awful afternoon energy crashes. Yes, please.
And hey, here's a really cool way to actually put this into practice. This idea of a prosperity bowl isn't just a cool symbolic thing. It's literally a science-backed recipe for sustained energy. It's delicious, it's meaningful, and it is just so good for you.
All right, but what if your goals are less about physical energy and more about mental performance? Maybe you want to sharpen your focus, or learn a new skill, or just feel more creative. Well, your operating system needs the right software for that too.
And 2 of the absolute biggest players in this arena are leafy greens and berries. Things like the Mind diet, which really push these foods, are consistently linked with better brain health for the long haul.
And the research here is it's fascinating. It shows that people who regularly eat leafy greens, we're talking spinach, kale, actually show slower rates of cognitive decline as they get older. And those flavonoids you hear about in berries, yeah, they're directly connected to better brain function and can even give your mood a little boost.
Okay, let's add a couple more brain boosters to the list. We've got fatty fish, which literally helps build your brain structure, and green tea, which gives you this really nice, gentle, focused kind of alertness. And what's cool is they work in totally different ways. The omega-3s you get from fish, they are quite literally the building blocks for your brain cells. Green tea, on the other hand, has this amazing combo of L-theanine and a bit of caffeine that gives you a super smooth, clear focus, but without all the jitters you can get from coffee.
So here's another awesome, super simple tip for you. When you're sitting down to plan out your big year, try swapping out one of those intense espresso drinks for a mug of green tea. It can really help set a tone of calm, sustained focus right from day one.
You know what I find so cool about all this? It's how much of this modern science perfectly lines up with ancient wisdom. So many of the foods that different cultures have traditionally eaten for good luck on New Year's, well, they turn out to be the exact same things we now know are incredible for our health.
I mean, think about it. You've got lentils in Italy for wealth, black-eyed peas in the US for luck, those 12 grapes in Spain for good fortune, long noodles in China for a long life. These traditions are everywhere. And when you step back and look at what they actually are, they're legumes, fruits, whole grains. Sound familiar?
So the big takeaway here is really simple. You do not have to choose between a meaningful tradition and a healthy choice. Symbolism and science can absolutely live on the very same plate. In fact, they often do.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this all up, how do we take all this great info and turn it into a simple, straightforward guide for the year ahead?
Well, it really just boils down to these three main principles. Number one, build your plate for that steady, crash-free energy. Think whole grains and legumes. Number two, choose foods that actually support your brain health. Make those greens, berries, and fish a regular thing. And finally, number three, embrace those meaningful food traditions that just make you happy.
And please remember, this is not about creating a perfect diet overnight. The goal here is consistency, not perfection. It's a huge difference. Just making one tiny sustainable change, like, say, adding one more serving of veggies a day, can make a massive difference by the time we're talking about this again next year.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final question to think about. As you look ahead to the new year, don't just ask what you want to achieve. Ask yourself this instead. What foods would support the person I want to become this year? And then, let your plate quietly cheer you on